Easy now, folks. We've got Fluval's new Betta tank to play with here, which I'm really excited about. New and improved Betta tank. For one thing, it is now a 6-gallon, 22.7 litres, like you can see there. Upgraded from the previous version, and as Fluval said, we spoke and they listened, which I really appreciate. A company that wants to listen to its consumers and fans, I think, is a better one. So I said before, Fluval always do an amazing job of packing their boxes full of information while still making them look nice and classy, nice to look at. And on this one, they've even got some information about Betta as well as some of their other projects. Pretty cool. So we'll pop it open. I won't put you through opening every piece of kit that's in there. I'll get them opened and then show them to you. But the first thing we've got right in the top of the box is the lid. Now this aquarium is actually packed with some really nice features that we'll get into. But one of the things that drew me and I kind of liked was the cover here. So as you can see, nice clear plastic. It does have Fluval's logo embossed into it, but it's subtle, it's not in your face. And if I can remove these pieces of tape here, you can see you've got this kind of central area that you can remove. So when you're wanting to feed or add your fertilizers for your plants or whatever, you just pull out that wee central section, and it means the rest of the tank is covered while you do that. I think it's really nicely designed, and the wee nodules under there make sure that the lid doesn't slip off or move about too much. And there's our wee section that you can pull out. Pretty nice. So I went ahead and opened up everything in the box. I didn't see any point in putting you guys through that, but these are all the things you get inside. So first of all, there is this wee compact heater. It's nice that Fluval include a heater, 25 watts. The only thing is, I have used these in the past, and back when, ages ago, I had them, they were always on heaters. There was no thermostat in them to tell it when to operate and when not to, and I'm not really sure that I want a constantly operating heater. So I will double check that with Fluval and come back to say if that is the case. Otherwise, I might need to retrofit one. We've got our filter pad there, which we'll show you a wee bit more later on. A wee USB plug socket, and you need that for the light. USB there. Quite a nice design, nice shape. LED, of course. And on the top, we've got our touch sensitive power button, which for some reason I just always enjoy. Really like those. I wonder if you can use it with a timer. I certainly hope so, but we'll test that out in this video. And then we've got the pump. Quite a decent amount of cable for a tank this size. Obviously that's where your pipe connects there. And it's got this marvellous rubber casing all the way around it, which is brilliant. Really nice feature. What that means is, if the pump's up against the glass and vibrating, you won't get any sound out of it because the rubber is going to dampen it. And there's our power slider there. Really like that with the rubber casing there. Smashing. So the aquarium then. Pretty, isn't it? I wasn't too sure about these black vertical bars at first, but I've kind of come to like them actually. And then we've got this rear weir system, which you'll be familiar with if you've ever had the Fluval Flex. Another tank similar. Oh, this bit is so cool. This bit is cool. I'll show you what this does in a sec, right? But let's flip it around. Oh, wait, in fact, before we get into the weir, look at all the vents we've got here for drawing the water in. No chances you're going to get stuck up against it, especially if you've got one of those long thin Bettas. Sometimes that can happen. Behind that, you've got your sponge section. There's a cutout that you can remove if you want to add a different kind of filtration media. Fluval do plenty. You could just add more bio if you want, or just slot it back in. And they do give you a bag of bio rings as well. They really do give you the complete kit. Everything you need to set up your aquarium except for what you're going to put in it, really. And this is a lot of media, by the way. If you're only going to keep one Betta in there, this is all you're really going to need before you even add the carbon pad. We'll have a look at that in a minute, but the back section, right? So we've got our, from right to left, the sponge biomedia part. In the middle is where you're going to put that pad and your heater. And then you've got this clever little device. Pick it up and turn it sideways. It's going to go from doing nothing to the pump pushing all the water out of there. So what we have got is an automatic water change system. No need for any extra equipment. Pick that up, flip it around. And it's going to drain the water. So clever, by the way. The pump sits at the bottom there, and that's what enables that to happen. So no more siphons or anything like that. And then you've got this nice little section before the water returns to the tank. Sponge at the back, polypad at the front. What that's going to do is really polish your water, but also act as a wee bit of a baffle. So as the water returns to the tank, it's not coming so fast that it's going to blow your Betta about. I must admit, the only thing I don't like about this is that it's white. So you can totally see it all the time. I guess the idea is that you can see when it's getting dirty and groggy and needs cleaned out or whatever, but rather it was black. Then you wouldn't notice it at all, would you? I don't know, maybe that's me being picky. We've got these nice feet or supports which extend quite deep into the tank. So we're going to protect your aquarium. I do have an issue with this. I think maybe it's just a me thing though. I live in a cold part of the world, and the room that I keep my tanks in, I can't heat, it is cold. So when the bottom of your aquarium is sitting on a pad and then on a surface, you don't get as much heat escape, do you? With the aquarium being raised like this, it does mean that the cold air can get underneath it and it could cost you more energy, but very niche problem. Probably just a me thing. I was definitely interested in how the lid fits. After all, Bettas do jump, and if there are gaps, they can get through pretty small ones to escape. Also, I've had aquariums where at the back the fish were able to jump into the weir section, but Fluval have answered that with this aquarium. The lid meets the back panel precisely, so there's no danger of that happening at all. Those wee bits as well stop it moving about, so even accidentally, if you bump into it, you're not going to put it out of place. There is a small section that's not covered at the back. After all, you need somewhere for your wires to come out and for gas exchange to take place, but it's pretty small. I don't feel like it's going to lead to a lot of evaporation or heat exchange. Just enough for that oxygen to come into the water, the CO2 to leave, and for your wires to dangle out. Let's look at this polycarbon pad then, right? A lot of people complain about them because once they're done, they go in the trash, don't they? And in these days, where we're trying to reduce the amount of plastics that is going into the environment, that's a problem. So Fluval answered it. Look at that. You can actually remove the filtering section from the plastic casing. Sure, Fluval are selling the replacements, but you're not chucking the plastic section in the trash. Wasn't too sure where they went at first. Normally, you might put them in front of the filter intake or put them kind of sideways in the weir system. Took me a while to figure it out, but they just slot into that wee groove there, look. So it kind of goes diagonally, leaving space for your preset filter. Preset heater, sorry. This stuff doesn't come together without thought and intention, by the way. When you think about the amount of filtration, technology and innovation contained in this small, slim weir system, I think Fluval should be congratulated, by the way. Not only have they answered a lot of the problems we face in the hobby with this sort of setup, they have tried to be environmentally aware, made it easier for us to do our water changes, and contained it in a small section, giving us more swimming room for our fish. I think they've done a fantastic job. I think it's overkill, to be honest with you. I think there is far more filtration there than you're going to need for a single Betta, if that's what you're keeping in this tank. But you cannot deny the efficiency of what is contained in that small section there. I'm not too sure, like I said, about that compact preset heater, but if I decide I don't want to go with it, I can replace it with another heater, take that filter pad out, and still have the space for it and enough filtration for what I'm keeping in this tank. Right, let's get our pump added. What we want to think about is how it's going to sit at the bottom of that wee section, and then add the tube in so that we're facing the right direction for the water to return to the tank. And I've screwed it up a little bit. Need to twist that around the wee touch. And then all you need to do is feed it down into the bottom there. Probably not the easiest job when I've got the tank on its side. Yeah, I need to change this up. I need gravity here. Right, that's better. Might take a wee bit of wiggling to get it down into place nicely, but look at everything you got in there. Sponge media, biomedia, carbon pad, heater, pump, return system, and water change option. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right, let's check out the light next. So plug it into the USB adapter, which manufacturers of some items don't give you these days. Sometimes you just get the cable. So well done, Fluval. Plug it in and let's have a wee look. Oh, it's nice and bright. It's a nice light, I think. And let's not overlook the fun of playing with a touch sensitive power button. I don't know why I get so excited about that, but I just do. Anyway, obviously the hood sits around it nicely, and it's a really nice, elegant design, isn't it? But what we were interested in is, can you use it with a timer? So switch it on, pull the power cord out, and put it back in as if the timer is activated. And yeah, Fluval, yes, yes. I was a little bit worried about that, although I don't know why I should have been, because the Fluval Flex worked in the same way. You could use a timer on the Flex and it worked fine, and you can certainly do that with this new Betta tank. So thank heavens, but I should never have doubted you, I guess. So there we go. Fluval's new Betta tank. Definitely better than the last version. Definitely upgraded. Definitely listened to feedback from people that were using it, and the fish keeping community came up with some really nice innovations and designed a really nice Betta habitat, I reckon.